Layla George, wishing Frederick Law Olmsted a happy 200th birthday. Here at Olmsted Parks Conservancy in Louisville, Kentucky, we are grateful for Olmsted's park system that connects nature and neighborhood. Our parks are where we plant seeds of community, and we protect and enhance these spaces so that future generations can benefit from Olmsted's vision. Happy birthday, Olmsted!
Happy birthday, Olmsted!
Happy birthday, Frederick. We're grateful every day for the landscape here at Shelburne Farms in Vermont that's serving our community as a place of refuge and renewal, especially during the pandemic. Thank you for your inspiration in beautiful places like this that everyone will be able to enjoy for generations to come. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Frederick Law Olmsted. Thank you for the vision that helped to inspire this landscape. As an education nonprofit, Shelburne Farms is a campus for learning, connecting visitors of all ages to the natural world. It's a tribute to the values of Olmsted, and we hope he'd be happy to see it today, open for all.
The town of Fairfield is grateful to the Fairfield Garden Club for all of your outstanding contributions to the Fairfield area and for celebrating Olmsted's extraordinary legacy. Now, therefore, I, Brenda L. Kupchak, First Selectwoman of the Town of Fairfield, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, April 26, 2022, Frederick Law Olmsted Day.
Happy birthday, Mr. Olmsted.
From all of us here at Planting Fields in Oyster Bay,
Here's to another 200 years of sharing our Olmsted Park with all people.
Happy birthday!
Hi, it's Adrian Benaby. I'm here in Brooklyn Botanic Garden and Cherry Esplanade. It's kind of a cold and cloudy day in New York City, here in Brooklyn. We're in the Brooklyn Botanic Garden, the work of the Olmsted brothers firm, John Charles and Frederick Law Olmsted Jr., sons of Frederick Law Olmsted. And you can say we're in Olmsted land, here in Brooklyn Botanic Garden, across Flatbush Avenue from Prospect Park, arguably Frederick Law Olmsted's greatest work with his partner Calvin Vaux. And just down the block from Eastern Parkway, the very first parkway in America. Also the creation of Frederick Law Olmsted and Calvin Vaux. Here in New York City. Here to celebrate the bicentennial of Frederick Law Olmsted's birthday. So from the city that has some of the greatest Olmsted parks in history, happy birthday, Fred. Happy birthday, Frederick Law Olmsted.
This is a precious place, Stonehurst. It's a local community, yes, but it belongs to Waltham, Boston, and the world. And so here will resonate part of the history of my work and the genius work of H.H. Richardson.
It's wonderful to be here with you, Mr. Olmsted. This is such a special place for Waltham, and I think for people from other surrounding communities, because they can walk here on these nature trails. But I think we'd have to ask ourselves, how can we make sure that the next generation being raised now in the age of COVID, with all their handheld devices and all their distractions from nature, how can we rekindle this immersion in nature, which is so vital to our own wellness?
Mr. Payne, I think you have nailed the issue of our age. To be part of the growing number of young people who are saying we need first and foremost to conserve the natural world. Like your forefather did, invited people from the city of Boston out here in the summertime to listen to the birds, feel the natural world, and to be grasped by the same power of nature. And if children can feel it in their souls at the ages of 2 and 3 and 4 up to 10, we have to stop sometimes our intellectual thinking and just be centered by wonder and let the emotion flow through it.
Yes, to be in the moment.
Before there was a Central Park, a Prospect Park, a park system in Buffalo and Boston, long before there was a World's Fair in Chicago or a Vanderbilt Estate in North Carolina. There was a mercantile clerk, a sailor, a farmer, journalist, social reformer, and conservationist. Happy 200th birthday to Mr. Frederick Law Olmsted. With much gratitude, thank you for all your gifts and talents.
Happy birthday, Mr. Olmsted. My name is Justin Martin. I am your biographer, or should I say one of your biographers. You'd be happy to know that you have a number of them. Your legacy is assured and growing. Now, if you were to come back today, I think you'd be shocked by things like cell phones and selfies, which is what I am attempting to do right now. I also think you'd be pleasantly surprised to see that so many of your landscape creations are still in existence, still in use. People are using them exactly as you had intended. Now, I'm coming to you today from Forest Hills Gardens, a neighborhood in Queens designed by your son, Rick. We call him Flo Jr. So the boy turned out all right. And I just want to wish you a happy birthday. In another 200 years, I can't even imagine what changes will have happened in the world, but I do suspect that your masterpieces will still be with us and still in use.
I would give just about anything to be there for the birthday. And you just know I'll be there in spirit. So, Mr. Olmsted, thank you for changing my life, and happy birthday.
Thank you for Groton School's beautiful circle.
I appreciate that the circle is in the center of campus and it provides everyone with an opportunity to come together.
For me, there's nothing better than, going out in the circle with some friends on a warm day.
I really enjoy sitting out on the circle, having a picnic with my friends.
My favorite thing about Circle is definitely the open view of the entire campus.
I like the pretty apple trees that provide shade on spring days. I love spending time with my friends on the circle.
Every time I see the circle, it's like a memory from the first time I came to Groton.
I love on Saturdays just being on the circle with all the events. It's a lot of fun.
I really like to come to Circle and just relax and take a break from work.
My favorite things about the Circle is definitely the trees. I think all the different types of trees, especially during the spring, are very pretty.
My favorite thing about the Circle is how beautiful it is in the spring after all the snow's melted.
We love the Circle because it builds community.
Happy birthday, Mr. Olmsted.
Happy 200th birthday, Frederick Law Olmsted. My name is Diane Silva, and I am the Assistant Director at the Riverside Public Library in Riverside, Illinois. We are proud to be Olmsted's first planned community. In our library, we have this wonderful Olmstead Collection, a collaboration between the library and the Frederick Law Olmsted Society of Riverside. In it, you can find books and microfilm on Olmsted himself, his works, his writings, his associates, along with books about general architecture, landscape architecture, and Riverside history. We are proud to host this collection and welcome you to come and see it. Happy birthday, Olmsted.
My name is Betsy Smith. I am the President and Chief Executive of the Central Park Conservancy, the organization that has been entrusted by the City of New York for the care of Central Park. Over 160 years ago, Frederick Law Olmsted designed Central Park as a respite from the pressures of city life. And the Central Park Conservancy is committed to ensuring that vision, that the park remains a sanctuary for all people forever. Happy birthday, and thank you, Frederick Law Olmsted.
Happy birthday, Frederick Law Olmsted. We celebrate your bicentennial. From all your friends at All Hallows Guild of the Washington Cathedral, look what Rick Jr. did with us.
Happy birthday to Frederick Law Olmsted from historic Druid Hills in Atlanta, Georgia.
Hello, I'm Mark Lowenstein, and I lead a website called Great Runs, which is the ultimate guide to the best places to run in destinations worldwide. I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the special birthday of Frederick Law Olmsted. His work and his influence is experienced and enjoyed by literally hundreds of thousands of runners every single day. They run in beautiful parks like Central Park in New York and Mount Royal in Montreal, around gorgeous residential neighborhoods like Roland Park in Baltimore and the Clayton neighborhood in St. Louis, around paths on beautiful university campuses like Stanford, Yale, and Berkeley, and also in national parks like the carriage roads of Acadia or the National Mall and memorials in Washington, D.C. In honor of Olmsted, we've created a special tag or category on the Great Run's website called Olmsted, which links to more than 70 routes in areas and places that are Olmsted designed. You can find those on www.greatruns.com. So, from the bottom of so many runners' hearts, happy birthday, Frederick Law Olmsted.
Not an Olmsted landscape, but it is an unimproved New England creek bed, like thousands of others that he knew. My name is Hugh Howard, and I'm an historian, and I spent much of the last decade researching Olmsted and writing a dual biography about him and his dear friend, architect Henry Hodgson Richardson. And I came away from that process with one very particular insight. Olmsted was a visionary. He was one of the great geniuses of the 19th century because he could read the future, not only of landscapes, but of our cities and our culture. Today, as we confront invasive species, environmental degradation, and above all, climate change, we would do well to remember his life, his lessons, and his legacy. Indeed, Frederick Law Olmsted was always the man with the plan.
Happy birthday, dear great-grandfather Fred Olmsted, from your great-great-granddaughter, Sarah, and from your great-great-great-grandson, Jay, on the wall. Happy birthday.
The Highland Park Conservancy is celebrating the bicentennial of Frederick Law Olmsted here in beautiful Highland Park. Our Olmstead Park system, including Highland, Genesee Valley, Seneca, and Maplewood Parks, remain a defining asset of our community. Thank you. Happy birthday, Fred!
He's live and good from Washington, D.C., and I am here to say happy birthday to Frederick Law Olmsted.
In honor of National Park Week and Olmsted's 200th birthday, we asked a few friends to help us celebrate.
Happy 200!
From Fort McHenry in Baltimore, Maryland, happy birthday!
Happy bicentennial from Everglades National Park.
Daniel Burnham said, "Make no small plans." And here at the archives of the Olmsted National Historic Site, we know a little bit about making big plans. Happy 200th birthday, Mr. Olmsted. You don't look a day over 150.
Happy bicentennial from Hot Springs National Park.
Happy 200th birthday to Frederick Law Olmsted from Theodore Roosevelt Island in Washington, D.C.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Olmsted!
Happy birthday, Frederick Law Olmsted. We hope that you can join us in celebrating his 200th birthday.
Happy birthday, Olmsted.
Happy birthday, Frederick Law Olmsted. So glad to be part of the National Association for Olmstead Parks, celebrating your birthday in New York City and across the nation as part of Olmsted 200.
Happy birthday, Flo. After 2 years of the build-up to your 200th anniversary, we are so glad to be celebrating with you finally. You have been an inspiration to us over the last 2 years. This is Corbin Harwood, and I'm speaking on behalf both of the Garden Club of America and my local club, the Georgetown Garden Club in Washington, D.C. In honor of your birthday, we in my local club have been learning all about your life, both through books and speakers, through visiting a number of your achievements here in Washington, and hearing our young members speak to us, giving reports on some of your projects in Washington, D.C., including the Cosmos Club, the National Zoo, and Gallaudet University. We have loved learning about you, your vision, and your principles, and we hope that we will continue to implement many of the things that you have espoused, and that are so applicable to our parks and our lives and our open spaces today. Happy 200th birthday to Frederick Law Olmsted.
Happy 200th birthday, Olmsted. Wishing you many, many more good returns of the day. And may we come to understand more and more about you and all the contributions you made to the discipline of landscape architecture and to making sure that all of us started to understand and benefit from this democratic experiment that we call the United States of America.
Greetings, my name is Douglas Comar and I'm here at beautiful Sherwood Gardens in the community of Guilford in the city of Baltimore, Maryland. And what I see when I look around me here is the realization of the vision that Frederick Law Olmsted had, that people of all different backgrounds would gather together in a beautiful location. He considered parks like this to be drivers of democracy. But I just want to send greetings from Guilford, from Sherwood Gardens, from Baltimore, Maryland, and most particularly from US Ecomos.
Happy birthday, Mr. Olmsted. The Garden History and Design Committee and the 199 clubs of the Garden Club of America celebrate your vision and legacy as we garden, create, and advocate for thriving parks and civic spaces across the nation.
Thank you for inspiring GCA clubs to join in your celebration by imagining the possibilities and opportunities for creating new club civic projects for GCA's initiative, Parks, where nature meets community. These gifts connect our local communities with outdoor public landscapes and open spaces, while collectively honoring your genius, benefiting access to, health from, and enjoyment of these spaces for all, now and well into the future. Our access to nature has never been more valued than it is today.
Cheers to you on this anniversary of your 200th birthday. Cheers.
Happy birthday, Frederick Law Olmsted! Olmsted saw Boston's harbor islands and waterfront as critical parts of the city's blue and green open spaces open and available for all.
Boston Harbor now is honored to continue that legacy and ensure that these spaces remain a vital resource for us all.
Thank you from all of us at Boston Harbor Now.
Hi, this is Laurie Olin. I'm here celebrating Frederick Law Olmsted's birth 200 years ago. A wonderful American, one of the greatest ever, belongs in the pantheon with, Ben Franklin and Washington Whitman, Emily Dickinson, Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Edison, that whole crowd. He's a great, great American. He was a reformer, interested in improving America's lives and our health. He transformed cities from coast to coast, probably produced the greatest single work of art in American history, Central Park, and helped invent my field, landscape architecture, which goes on trying to improve cities, improve lives, save the landscape, help us all. So here's a happy birthday for Frederick Law Olmsted. Happy birthday.
I'm here in Washington Park Arboretum in Seattle with members of the Seattle Garden Club and the Tacoma Garden Club, and we wanted to wish everybody around the country a very happy Olmsted's 200th birthday from one of the great Olmsted landscapes in the world. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Frederick Law Olmsted, from your Brooks cousins.
Happy birthday, Fred, from Harlem.
Yes, we love your park. Thank you for designing it for us.
Birthday to you, Frederick Law Olmsted. We are the friends of the Olmsted Beale House here on Staten Island. And if you look behind me, I'm sure you recognize this house. You came here when you were 25 years old to be a farmer, and it was here that you planted your first tree ever, way before all the parks that you went on to design in your career that blossomed from being here. We have your beautiful cedar of Lebanon, the ginkgo, the walnuts, the horse chestnut, and the Osage orange. All these trees are still here on this beautiful piece of property, and we're so glad to be able to celebrate your birthday. 200 years. Thank you, Frederick Law Olmsted. We love you.
My friends, to Yorkies Observatory in beautiful Williams Bay, Milky Way. We are sitting on 50 acres of ecological and botanical grandeur designed by John Charles Olmsted. and the entire Olmsted firm. We are the birthplace of modern astrophysics with telescopes in all 3 domes. We're bringing this back to life as a foundation-owned entity. Walk with me, y'all. Restoring the terrazzo floors, the Carrara marble walls. And we have a new exhibit. Go, Flow!
Frederick Law Olmsted, happy bicentennial birthday. Super cool to celebrate with you with the installation of our beautiful botanical box at the Riverside Library. Francisco Gonzalez and I, co-creators of this beautiful box, have so much pleasure and so much honor to celebrate with you on your bicentennial birthday. Happy birthday.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Crockett.
And I'm Katie Stevenson.
And on behalf of the Buffalo Olmsted Parks Conservancy, we are wishing the ultimate happy birthday to Frederick Law Olmsted as we celebrate his legacy with restorative projects and fun events in Buffalo throughout 2022.
University of Idaho, happy birthday, Frederick Law Olmsted.
Happy birthday, Fred! Happy birthday, great-great-great-grandfather.
Taken at Olmsted Point in Guilford, Connecticut.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Olmsted. Thank you for designing this.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday, Olmsted!
Happy birthday, FL Olmsted. As part of the nationwide Frederick Law Olmsted Bicentennial, Branchbrook Park Alliance is pleased to establish on June 16, 2022, the Clement A. Price Annual Olmsted Lecture, celebrating America's greatest landscape architect, as well as Newark's own Clement Alexander Price, the late Rutgers University Distinguished Professor, former Branchbrook Park Alliance board member, an astute observer of an activist on behalf of urban transformation. Clement's and Olmsted's vision lives on today in our work, from Branchbrook Park Alliance working in partnership with the County of Essex, New Jersey.
Happy birthday, Fred. On behalf of all of us at the National Association for Olmsted Parks, we thank you for the extraordinary parks and landscapes you've created across the country. We pledge to do our best to preserve and protect these wonderful places for the next 200 years.
Happy birthday, Frederick. This 200th is very special. And to me, my name is Herb Coleman. And your sons produced great work. It's so good to see that they followed in your footsteps. They created the land plan for the village of Coleman. And today it thrives. The vegetation, the parks, the winding streets, magnificent. No other way would it have been done without the planning of the Olmsted brothers, which they got from their father. Thank you, sir.
Greetings from Asheville, North Carolina. I'm George Briggs, Executive Director of the North Carolina Arboretum, and we're excited about Frederick Law Olmsted's 200th anniversary that's taking place on the 26th of April. One of the things that makes it special for us is that Olmsted envisioned the world's finest research arboretum here in Asheville and was unable to complete that vision. This arboretum here in Asheville is working to really fulfill that one incomplete project in an astounding career. So it's a great honor and pleasure for us as an institution to be able to say to Fred, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Frederick Law Olmsted.